10 awesome facts. 1. Yawning cools your brain. Research conducted at the University of Vienna suggests that yawning may play an essential role in cooling our brains. But yawning to cool the brain is not functional when the outside temperature is as hot as the body, explained the study's lead author George Masson. And if you're wondering, yes, sleep deprivation does increase brain temperature, which could be a factor in why we yawn more when we're tired. 2. An apple can last up to 10 months. According to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, if you pick an apple off a tree, it'll last a few weeks before it starts to soften and rot. But if you store an entire harvest under controlled atmospheric conditions, it'll last up to 10 months. So, when you buy fruit at the grocery store, the produce may not be as fresh as you expect. Apples are harvested once a year in the U.S., says Alicia Albinder, a fourth-generation fruit grower. If you're eating a New York apple not in the fall, then it's safe to say that it's been in storage. 3. At any given moment, there are approximately 2,000 thunderstorms happening on Earth. Some areas of the planet experience extreme weather more often than others, but at any given time there are an estimated 2,000 thunderstorms happening in different locations on Earth, according to the National Severe Storms Laboratory. Annually, there are about 16 million thunderstorms across the globe and around 100,000 of them occur somewhere in the United States. 4. Michelangelo hated painting the Sistine Chapel and wrote a poem about it. There are plenty of stories about how painting the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel was quite literally a pain for Michelangelo. The artist had to be in an incredibly awkward position to complete the work of art. He supposedly hated the task so much that he wrote a poem about it. The sonnet, which was originally written in his native Italian in 1509, has been translated by American poet Gail Mazur. Here's a sample. My stomach's squashed under my chin, my beard's pointing at heaven, my brain's crushed in a casket, my breast twists like a harpy. 5. A million Earths would fit inside the sun. If the sun were hollow, you could fit a million Earths inside it, according to Cornell's Ask an Astronomer. That's because the sun has a radius 100 times that of the Earth. 6. The letter Z was removed from the alphabet for 200 years. It's hard to imagine an alphabet that doesn't include A, C, and every other letter in between. However, around 300 BC, the Roman censor Appius Claudius Cicus had Z removed from the alphabet due to the fact that it wasn't used that much. The letter S was also nixed and the letter G was added. It took another 200 years for Z to make its way back to the end of the alphabet. 7. The chills you get when listening to music are caused by your brain releasing dopamine. Some songs affect you more than others, pumping you up with energy or making you cry ugly tears. And then there are tunes that give you the chills. When that happens, it's due to the fact that your brain reacts to the stimulation by releasing dopamine, which is a neurotransmitter that causes pleasure. 8. Picasso was a suspect in the 1911 Mona Lisa theft. When Leonardo da Vinci's masterpiece was stolen in 1911, 30-year-old Pablo Picasso was questioned about its disappearance before being cleared. 9. There's a word for when you can't remember a word. There's actually a word for when you're trying to say something and suddenly forget a specific word. It's lethologica. But is there a different word for when you can't remember the word for when you can't remember a word? Not yet. 10. It's illegal to sell photos of the Eiffel Tower at night. The next time you visit Paris, be sure to take a few pictures in front of the Eiffel Tower like a proper tourist. However, you should be aware of the fact that while it's totally legal to snap pics of the tower during the day, it's illegal to sell photos of the tower at night. That's because the rights to the building's evening light show belong to the artist who created it, so the image is therefore protected under French law.